If I had my way, everything would be so nice. This world would be like Paris. No, it would be a paradise. No one would ever have to say, I'm gonna get my wish someday. All one would have to do is say, this is my order, if you may.
Welcome to another episode of The School Without Walls. I'm Antonio Hobbs, host and founder of this educational program. Today, my guest is Professor, I have it written, but you don't know, it's Cheryl.
Cheryl Collins.
Cheryl
Yes.
Collins. She is the director of theater here at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. She's no stranger to you. I believe this is about the third or fourth time you've been with me, right?
It is.
Yes, and you also brought one of your co-workers.
Yes, my brand new, freshly minted co-worker.
How about that? And we will talk with her in the latter part of the program. And her name is?
Angela Griffith Newkirk.
Angela Griffith Newkirk. Okay, we'll talk with her in the last segment. What in the world have you accomplished since the last time you was on television? I know it's a long list, so talk to us about some of the things you've been doing.
Well, I've just started my 7th year with the university, and as I've often said to you, you were one of my first and dearest friends, and one of the first to embrace the theater department. The theater department had fallen on hard times when I got here, and it is now just thriving, bustling, and bursting at the seams with talent and great shows and entertainment. And we're putting professionals out into the world prepared to be on stage or backstage.
How about that? Now let's talk about those two positions. Of course, on stage is rather obvious. They're actors, right?
That's
Backstage, what are some of the things that one can do in theater?
There are so many jobs that you can do in theater. One job that you can do is called the set dresser. We will have a set, let's say a living room set. And we all know that a living room is a couch, a couple of chairs, tables, lamps, what have you. The set dresser is the person who comes in and makes it look like your living room, like a real living room, like people live there. And they will come in with the artwork or the magazines and the little knickknacks that go around the house, that sort of thing. That's what a set dresser does. A props master is the person that secures all the items that all the actors handle. Anything that an actor needs to have put in his hand so that they can use it falls within the purview of the person who does props. We have people that build our sets. They have to know a lot about mathematics and how to make things fit and measurements and all that sort of thing. Carpentry work.
There you go, carpentry. They have to know
There are
that.
people that specialize in just painting, Dr. Hobbs. There are people that can paint your walls and your set to make it look like brick or marble or concrete or wood. And they do all that with paint. And it'll be a little piece of wood that you're actually looking at, a little piece of plywood our walls are made of, right? But they will paint it in such a way that it will look like rich marble or what have you.
That is amazing.
Yeah, there are people that specialize in lighting to make sure that the show is well lit. I can rehearse a show as much as I want, but if you can't see it, it does not matter, right?
There you go.
So there are people that specialize in lighting, and lighting sets the mood. It underscores and reiterates some of the things that are going on in the themes of the play. So the lights are very important. Sound. Some people that do all the sound effects, yes, all of that sort of thing. So there are lots of jobs, people that make costumes, so that the actors can look like what they're supposed to look like. We're doing a Greek play for the first show of the semester, and so we need costumes that look like they're from that era.
Now, let me ask you a few questions about these various positions. How many of those do you train? Are you able to train them for?
Well, we have been able to cover quite a bit of it in our little 2-3 3-person staff. I am the person that can help with the performance. Okay. So I teach all the directing and all of the acting classes. Miss Newkirk is the person that can help with management. She teaches them how to manage a theater, how to fundraise for a theater, what public theater is, how to serve the community, that sort of thing. And then we have a gentleman that comes in and helps us do our technical parts. His name is Charlie Isgrake, and he helps us build our sets. He teaches the students lighting and sound and all of that sort of thing.
He's a regular staff person?
He is what we call he's kind of on call for us. He's not full-time like Miss Newkirk and I are, but he does. We could not operate our theater department without him. So we are able to cover quite a few of the areas between the three of us.
Now, once one has graduated from UAPB, or I assume any on the bachelor's level, they can go on and learn more about theater along the lines of those things that you've just mentioned, right?
I've got a student, Kelsey Newman, who graduated last year. She was a senior and starred in our production of Flying West. She's in graduate school right now. A student who graduated a couple of years ago, Cedric Gum, he's working at the Professional Theater of the Rep Stage in Baltimore, Maryland.
I think I remember him.
Yes, he did quite a few of our plays. He was very good, yes.
Let us stop on that. It's break time. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
How did UAPB prepare me? The Business Marketing Program. Here at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, the faculty works very close with us, making sure we reach our full potential. With the help of Career Services, I was able to obtain an internship with Hope Federal Credit Union. This opportunity allowed me to travel to different states and learn additional skills. The company was so impressed at how talented and prepared I was as an intern that they offered me a full-time position as program officer. That's how UAPB prepared me.
Those of you who have just joined us, I'm Antonio Hobbs, host of this educational program. My guest is my friend, Professor Cheryl Collins. And we were talking about one of our students. You know, I had him in Spanish, and you had him in drama? Theater.
He was a theater
Gum. What was his first name? Frederick?
Cedric Gum.
Cedric Gum. What is he doing now?
He's living in Baltimore, and he's working at Rep Stage, and he does house management for them. He does some acting also, and I'm just really proud of him because he went to the big city and he made it.
Now, Rep Stage is, I'm not familiar with that.
It's the major theater company in Baltimore, Maryland.
And he's working there.
Yeah, he's working there.
And he does some acting there. I imagine he has quite and that I would assume quite a bit of people come out to theater there.
Oh yes.
So he's getting exposure.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I'm very proud.
And he has
of him.
the talent. Very good. Okay, back to. We should have about 6 more minutes for you here. Now, what else do you want to tell us about your plans for
Well,
this
I want to tell
year?
you about this season. Every year, Dr. Hobbs, I try to give my students a challenge, something that they've never done before, that in theater they need to know how to do. And this year it is Greek tragedy. We have never done a Greek tragedy since I've been here. And we're doing the play Hecuba. Hecuba, which is set right after the Trojan War. Many people remember, if they don't know anything about the Greek mythology, they do know the Trojan War, the Trojan horse, and how the Trojans were tricked and they ended up losing the war to the Greeks because of that. Hecuba was the queen of Troy, and she and all of her servants and what have you are now slaves, and they're being drugged back to Greece. All the men have been killed. All the famous people that you've heard of.
That's going to take place on the stage?
That's going to take place on our stage.
You have the horse there?
No, we're not going to have the horse. It's after the Trojan War.
Okay.
But we will be on the island of Thrace, where Achilles has stopped the wind of the sails of the ships.
Okay.
He is dead.
Oh,
and
Achilles
he has
is
been
dead.
killed. You remember Achilles was dipped in the river Styx, and nothing was supposed to be able to penetrate his body except his heel.
They didn't dip the heel.
They didn't dip the heel.
They held him by the heel.
So Hecuba's son Paris, Hector, got that heel and killed Achilles. So Achilles is calling for a sacrifice, and he wants a sacrifice of Hecuba's last remaining child. So the play takes off from there, and it's really compelling, and the students are learning a lot of skills. They're learning a lot about the Greek culture and how theater was done 2,500 years ago.
Oh, about
and
that.
here it is now. These plays are that old, and they're still as compelling today because nothing is new under the sun. We still have greed, lust, anger, love, all of those things. So that's what the play's about.
That's a part of humanity, right?
That's right.
About how many members of that, your cast would consist of about how many persons?
We really have a very large cast because we have a chorus of Trojan women. You know, you have to have a chorus in a Greek tragedy. And so this chorus of women is pretty substantial. That's 12 right there. And then we have a number of speaking roles, probably half a dozen or so speaking roles. So about 20 people are in the production.
Sounds very, very interesting. We have 3 more minutes. Anything else you want to share?
Well, we're going to do a
us?
children's play in February, and it's kind of a nod to the Rodgers and Hammerstein Christmas Cinderella story that's being done on Broadway right now, because we're having our first Black Cinderella.
What?
Keke Palmer is starring on Broadway right now as Cinderella. We're going to do our own Cinderella, but ours is called Cinderella the Remix. And in Cinderella the Remix, it is set in hip-hop Hollywood.
What?
And Cinderella is a DJ.
What?
And Dr. Hobbs, girls are not allowed to DJ in hip-hop Hollywood. So she needs the help of her fairy godmother, Hopra.
Hopra? Okay, did you write that?
No, but a very good friend of mine in the Washington, D.C. area wrote it.
Okay.
And he's won several awards for it. And it's going to be a lot of fun for the kids in February.
I see.
You should ask Miss Newkirk when you interview her about her production, because she wrote a production that we're going to be doing for Women's History Month in March.
Thank you. We have about 1 minute now, and I'll certainly ask her about that. Seems like you have an exciting season set
We do
forward.
have a wonderful season planned.
Now, what did you win last year? Didn't you win some prize?
Oh, of course.
Tell
Now
us
you
about
know
those
we
places.
did.
Tell us about those.
We competed at the Kennedy Center American Theater Festival. 3 of our students were nominated for the Irene Ryan Acting Scholarship, and they went to the regionals and competed for that, and that was very exciting. We went to Baltimore to compete in the National Association of Dramatic and Speech Arts, and we won 2nd in the nation last year.
How about that? 2nd in the nation.
All of the HBCUs. Oh, we're going to win this year.
Okay. Well, we have 1 minute, and anything else you can say?
Well, I do want to say a little bit about Miss Newkirk, since you're going to be speaking
Please
to her.
introduce her.
Miss Newkirk is wonderful because she's a member of our family. She graduated from UAPB in my area a few years ago, and she's come back, and she went to Grambling to get her graduate degree, and we don't blame her for that. We
No,
don't
we
punish
won't
her
hold
for
that against
her. No. But she is here now. We're very excited, and she's hit the ground running. And we miss Alexis, but Miss Newkirk has been a wonderful new addition to our staff.
Quickly, what is Alexis doing now?
Alexis is working on her PhD.
Oh, which school, which state?
She's at the at Louisiana State University, I believe.
Okay.
And she is getting her PhD. She's going to have it within the next year.
That's wonderful.
And she's going to do great things too. And I wish her all the best.
Likewise. Okay, time is up. And again, thank you again and again.
Please have a seat.
I'll be honest. Your resume, it's not what I'm used to.
I know.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need a hard worker.
Good. I've got 2 part-time jobs and to help my parents pay the bills.
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find, cultivate, and train a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
When life's this hard, graduating can be even harder. But you can help Jose and the students in your community make it through by visiting boostup.org.
Those of you who have just joined us, I'm Antonio Hobbs, host of this educational program. I'm interviewing Mrs. Angela Griffith Newkirk, who is an associate. Are you a professor?
No, sir. I'm just an
You're
instructor.
An instructor.
Yes, sir.
Under the supervision of Professor Cheryl Collins, a very good friend of mine. So glad to have you.
It's so glad to be here. Thank you so much for allowing us this opportunity to come and share the great things that's going on in the UAPB Theater Department.
Well, thank you so much. Now, tell us, where are you from originally?
I am from Eagle Mills, Arkansas.
Eagle Mills,
Don't
Arkansas.
act like you don't know where that is,
I grew
Dr.
up here in
Hobbs.
Arkansas, but Eagle Mills, tell me what larger city is it near? I can probably...
It's near Camden. It's sandwiched right in between Camden, Arkansas, and Fordyce, Arkansas.
It sure is. Right, Eagle Mills.
Eagle Mills. They used to say, when you drive through Eagle Mills, if you close your eyes or if you blink, you'll miss it. So it's a very small town.
Between
Camden and Fordyce, Arkansas.
Yeah, right. I've been through there many times. You have to recall that. Okay. Good to have you. Now, you are married, and your husband's name? Children?
I am married. I am married to the Reverend Anthony Newkirk, and we've been married for 11 years, and we have one son. He is a 9-year-old, and I have 2 stepdaughters.
Is he pastoring? You said Reverend.
No, we just relocated back to Little Rock, so he is just an associate minister at St. Mark Baptist Church in Little Rock, Arkansas.
St. Mark. I believe, is that large church over on 12th Street?
It is, where Dr. Philip Pointer is our pastor.
Right, and I have a son, Anthony Jr. is a member of that church.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, so I'm familiar with that church. Beautiful church, beautiful edifice.
It is, it really is.
And I've heard the pastor, I believe, he's been there like the last 4 or 5 years, right? 3 or 4 years, recently. Yeah, I've heard him preach, sure have. And I was acquainted with the pastor prior to that. All right, and you mentioned your children, right? Okay, now let's talk about your, is this your first employment with a university?
No, I'm actually a returnee, if you will. I have been here before. I'm a 1988 graduate of this prestigious university, and after graduation I did return. You know, we are told to give back to our community, so I came back to give back, and I moved to Little Rock and got married and moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then to Birmingham, Alabama. And it just so happens that fate has it that an opportunity came available, and Ms. Collins saw it fit for me to be able to come back. And you know, as they say, good, better, best, never let it rest until your good gets better and your better gets best. So there was good that happened while I was here, but now I'm here for the best. And you know what they say, the best is yet to come.
That's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Tell us what you do here in the theater.
Currently, I am an instructor in the theater department, and I teach some of the classes in theater, some of the foundational classes, such as dramatic criticism, theater management, courses of that nature. In addition to that, I am the box office manager for the theater. So it's my job to ensure that those seats are filled. Are you ready to buy your ticket?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, I got you.
Okay, you got me. Put me down.
Okay.
And I want you to say one for Randy, too.
So I'll say
know
one
Randy
for Randy. Yes, I will.
Okay, Randy's waving at us.
Okay.
3 more minutes. Now, you mentioned one course called theater criticism. Was that it?
Dramatic criticism.
Explain that a little bit to me.
Basically, dramatic criticism, it takes a in-depth look at what the writer is trying to say. It is almost as if you're trying to see what the writer is saying. And so what we do in biology, they dissect animals. What we do is we dissect plays, and we just dissect the writings of those authors who have given us this wonderful piece of work that is displayed on stage, where Cheryl Collins, she has the ability to direct them, but before it gets to that stage, someone has to put it on paper. And so that's what we do, is we take what they put it on paper and we dissect it. We look at the plot and the theme, and we look at symbolism and things of that nature.
That helps you to understand more about the writer and what he was thinking, perhaps, what he had in mind.
You said it in a nutshell.
Let me tell you why I said that. I've been in drama in my early life, and I've written plays.
Okay.
A few. I wrote one called, I wanted to present that, because The Price of Disobedience. And I entered this play with 16 professional plays.
Okay.
It so happened it got first place.
Awesome.
The Price of Disobedience. If you had to analyze just from the topic, what would you think that might have entailed? The price of disobedience.
In hearing it, I would think that it is talking about the struggle. It is talking about striving. It is talking about the high cost that comes along with being disobedient.
That's it. We got 1 second. Of course, this material burned. I had it stored and I don't have it, and I've never had the energy to reproduce it.
Oh,
but,
wow.
But it was very exciting. It was a 3-act play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have about a half a minute now, and you may close out with whatever you like to say about this wonderful university or your work. What would you like to say in
University,
conclusion?
of course, is a wonderful place. It is a wonderful place where you can strive, you can achieve many goals here. I'm very proud. My parents are proud graduates of this prestigious university. And I just want to say that people should come to the theater to see the product that we have. We have some talented students who demonstrate diversity, and you'll see that in our Triumph season this year. We want people to come to see how hard they're working, because what you see is a product of what they have been depositing into those students.
How many plays will you have here on campus
We'll
this year?
have 4 plays this year.
On campus?
On campus this
One
year.
includes the children or something that...
The children's play, there will be an improvisational play, and there will be a women's theater show that's for women's theater for Women's History Month.
I see. We're going to have to stop on that. Do you have season tickets?
I do have season tickets. You may reach me at 870-575-8428.
Okay, 575...
8428.
8428. And I think we are finished here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And may the good Lord continue to bless you.
And may the good Lord continue to bless you.
Thank you.